One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 25, 800 Lies. Sprawled around the manicured gardens of the Grand Mansion, a scene unfolded before everyone's eyes. "Captain!" the trio exclaimed as they watched Usopp deliver a punch that sent Klahadore crashing to the ground. Klahadore rose from the ground with measured poise, showing his calm demeanor to the group. "You said pirates are brave warriors of the sea?" he sneered. "Don't twist the truth. It's because you have that kind of savage bloodline, that you like to lie so much, and use violence whenever you are enraged. I believe you only get close to the mistress for the money." As Klahadore got back onto his feet, Usopp retorted, "What the hell are you talking about?" "Who cares what your motive is?" Klahadore boomed. "The fact that your father is a pirate is more than enough reason for me to kick you out," he proclaimed, as his voice echoed through the tense atmosphere. Usopp's rage surged, tightening his right hand for another punch as he grabbed his black tie. "I dare you to say that again!" he thundered with fury. "Usopp, please stop!" Kaya's voice, laden with desperation, reached out through an open window. "Please don't use violence," she continued. The urgency in Kaya's plea halted Usopp's impending strike. His gaze shifted towards her, his eyes locking onto her tearful face. Kaya's voice trembled as she interjected with sorrow. "Klahadore isn't a bad person. He's just concerned about me. That's why he's a little extreme." As if on cue, Klahadore's hand sliced through the air, slapping Usopp's grip off his tie. "Get the hell out of here," he said with impatience, as he demanded them, "Savages like you are not welcome here. I'll let you off this time, but I warn you, don't come here again." Amidst the turmoil, Kaya stood by the window, her eyes blurred with tears. "Fine. I understand." Usopp said, "I'll leave even without you telling me to," as her dear friend walked to the iron gates. "I'll never come back here again," he said, saddened by the outcome. Kaya and the young pirates tried to call him back, but nothing stopped him from leaving the premise. Ninjin, Piman, and Tamanegi could no longer contain their fury. "You bastard! Captain is not that kind of person!" Ninjin bellowed. "Yeah, stupid!" Piman chimed in with a fiery spirit. "Idiot!" Tamanegi's voice joined in. "Idiot!" Luffy added. Zoro shot a questioning glance at Luffy. "Why are you screaming along with them?" Before Luffy moved on to the butler, Zoro restrained his captain as much as he could before he could make a stupid mistake, while the kids mocked the mansion's butler with pride. The scene descended further into chaos as Klahadore's voice pierced through. "All of you, get the hell out of here now," he demanded. In the Grand Mansion, Kaya lay propped up on her bed, wrapped in a cocoon of plush blankets, coughing. Amidst this quiet struggle, a knock punctuated the silence twice, as if seeking permission to breach the solitude. The door swung open, revealing Klahadore, the faithful butler, pushing a stroller that held a tray of food. "Mistress, it's lunchtime," he announced with a gentle tone. "I don't want it." Kaya's voice emerged from her pillow, feeble and heavy with misery. "I don't want to eat. It doesn't taste good." The butler's eyes softened as he leaned closer. "Don't say that. The chef is going to get mad," he implored, a hint of a sigh in his voice. "He tried to come up with some food suited for your health, mistress." Kaya's gaze remained distant. An exasperated breath escaped her lips as she pondered. "Why did you have to say it that way?" she asked. "I know I kept it from you. Secretly talking to Usopp is my fault. But you shouldn't have chased him away like that." Klahadore paused for a moment as he slowly approached her bed. "May I sit?" he requested. Kaya's gaze met his, a silent affirmation. He settled onto the edge of her bed, the distance between them bridged by the weight of their shared history. "I've been in this house for 3 years now. I can never forget what happened that day," he began, holding a trace of nostalgia in his voice. 3 years ago, I was working on a ship. Because of a small mistake, I was fired. Afterwards, I got lost wandering and ended up in this village. I didn't have any money and didn't know what to do, but your dad took me in. If he hadn't done that, I would be dead now. To me, your late parents were my saviors." Klahadore continued with a mixture of reverence and gratitude. "And you are my savior's daughter. I know interfering with you making friends is none of this lowly servant's business, but that Usopp guy, he has a bad reputation in the village. His voice caught, emotion painting his words in shades of loyalty. If anything happened to you, I would feel like I had betrayed your parents. Kaya absorbed his words silently, as Klahadore added calmly, I know that what I said before was a little extreme. Do you hate me because of it? He questioned. Kaya admitted softly, No, I don't hate you. I should thank you for taking care of me. But you misunderstood him. Usopp is not a bad person at all. Klahadore stood up with his back straightening as he adjusted his glasses. That doesn't matter. He responded with finality. Why won't you listen to my explanation? Kaya pressed. So what if I don't listen? The butler replied back. Outside the mansion's grandeur, Zoro, Ninjin, and Piman perched themselves against a wooden fence near the village, as Nami sat on top of it. Where's Luffy? She spoke out, gazing in the horizon. Zoro's response was swift. He went chasing that captain. Ninjin chimed in with cheerfulness. The captain must be there. Yes, at the shore. Every time something happens, he always goes there, Piman added. Curiosity piqued. The two young boys turned their attention to their older companions. Are you guys going to go check it out? They asked in unison. But Zoro denied their response. On top of the fence, Nami directed the conversation. Hey, where's your other buddy? She inquired. Oh, Tamanegi, right? Piman replied. He often suddenly disappears. Ninjin added, Yeah, and makes ton of noise when he shows up. As if summoned by their words, Tamanegi appeared, a whirlwind of urgency and disarray. His frantic words filled the air, painting a picture of an oddity that seemed impossible. This is bad! Bad news! He cried out. There's a man that's backwards. There's a weird guy. He walks backwards. Liar, Piman and Ninjin told him calmly. But he persisted. It's true! Look! He pointed out. A figure emerged in the distance. A thin man adorned in a dark blue jacket and a striking blue hat that shielded his features. His gait was a mesmerizing dance, a moonwalk that defied the natural order. As he drew nearer, the details of his appearance came into focus, as he wore a red, heart-shaped pair of glasses on his nose, a chin that bore a striking resemblance to a pharaoh with blue and white stripes. His hair, an ethereal white, caught the sunlight in a way that gave him an otherworldly glow. And then, he stood before them. Who's calling me a weird guy? He challenged, his stance defiant yet playful. Nami reaffirmed their response. Yes, you are. Any way I look at it, you look weird. With a flourish, the man adjusted his hat. Shut up. I'm just a hypnotist passing by, he said. The trio of young boys were entranced, their eyes wide with wonder. Hypnotist? Wow. Can you show us your skills? Yeah, show us, they begged with enthusiasm. Django, the enigmatic figure, scoffed at their naivety. What? Idiots. You guys don't even understand what a hypnotist is. This is our first meeting. No way I'm showing you my hypnotism. Okay, you guys stare at this. But you're showing them anyway, Zoro sighed. With the air of a showman, Django produced a circular metal disc, suspended from a string. His movements were calculated, a dance of intrigue that drew the children's gaze. I'll say 1, 2, Django, and you will all fall asleep, he announced, his words a prelude to his act. Let's start. 1, 2, Django. At that moment, when the command was uttered, both Django and the boys gently crumpled to the ground, sleeping peacefully. Amidst the stillness, Zoro's voice echoed with frustration. Hey, what the hell is he doing? The waves whispered secrets to the rugged edges of the cliffs, their rhythm a comforting symphony of nature's serenity. Near the coast of the island, Usopp sat alone on a prominent cliff as he gazed at the endless expanse of the sea. Thoughts swirled within him, the silence of the sea echoing his introspection. Abruptly, Luffy swung into view. He dangled upside down from a tree, his grin as irrepressible as ever. Hi, there you are, he greeted with enthusiasm. Usopp startled, nearly losing his balance. It's you! Why can't you be more normal? He exclaimed. Unfazed, Luffy dropped to the ground, sitting down next to him. "Your dad is Usopp, right?" he inquired. Usopp's mouth fell open. Astonishment painted across his features. "How do you know that?" he questioned with disbelief. With a smile, Luffy answered, "I've known his since I was a kid." "Really? You know my dad?" Usopp blurted out. Luffy nodded. "You look just like him. No wonder I thought you looked familiar. I just realized that a moment ago." The weight of realization pressed upon Usopp. "Where is he now?" he queried, his excitement growing palpable. "I don't know," Luffy replied. "But I'm pretty sure he is on Shanks, the red-haired ship. Usopp is one of my favorite pirates in that crew." "Really?" Usopp exclaimed in awe. They both settled onto the cliff, drifting their heads to the sky. Usopp's voice lowered in contemplation. "So he is on that red-haired Shanks ship, huh?" "Shanks, the red-haired?" Usopp proclaimed in shock, as the revelation dawned on him deeply. Luffy's surprise was evident. "Why? You know Shanks?" Usopp's reverence was undeniable as he praised, "Of course! He is a great pirate. Is my dad really on that great ship?" His excitement surged like a tide. With a thoughtful expression, Luffy stroked his chin. "Great. Yeah. His shooting is the best. Usopp never misses anything within his range." A shift in time painted the past, a village bathed in sunlight. A younger Luffy gazed in awe as Usopp demonstrated his unparalleled sharp-shooting skills. An apple met its fate, struck true from a distance. "Wow! Amazing!" Luffy's admiration rang through the air. Usopp's pride was unmistakable. "Of course! Even if it's between the eyes of an ant, I can shoot it!" His joy resonated. In the local bar, Usopp's laughter intertwined with the clinking of mugs. His tales flowed as freely as the sake he indulged in. Next to him, a young Luffy listened. "Luffy, I have a son. He's just about your age," Usopp confessed in a drunken state. "I know, you've told me 100 times already," Luffy replied. With a gleeful grin, Usopp seized Luffy's ear as he stuck his mug against his head. "I'm gonna tell it, so you have to listen to it no matter how many times." "Ah! Yes, yes!" Luffy panicked in pain as Usopp's revelry carried him to his feet. He stood in front of his crewmates and bellowed with joy. "I had to force myself to leave him. There's only one reason, because the pirate flag was calling me." Cheers erupted in response. Returning to the present, Luffy's excitement lingered. Usopp was a really popular pirate, he said. Usopp's pride for his father shined through. "Is that really true? To tell you the truth, even though he left me for the sea, I'm always proud of my dad, but that bastard Klahadore looked down on him. He looked down on my pride." He replied, "Yup, I don't like him at all." His eyes sought Usopp's. "Are you giving up seeing that mistress?" he questioned. Usopp sighed. "I don't know. Maybe if that butler apologizes and begs me, then I'll consider." "That butler?" he questioned, as Luffy's gaze shifted downward to the bottom of the cliff. "Yeah, that butler," Usopp scoffed, as he suddenly realized he was actually down there. "Why is he here?" Klahadore's voice floated up, accompanied by another figure. "Django, I told you not to draw the attention of the villagers. Why did you sleep in the middle of the street?" Klahadore demanded. Django's response was flamboyant, his dance-like pose matching his words. "How can I attract any attention? It's not like I look weird or something." Luffy and Usopp crouched, eavesdropping on the unfolding dialogue. Luffy's observation was keen. "There's a weird-looking guy with him." Usopp's confusion mirrored Luffy's. "I've never seen him before. Who is he?" Klahadore's menacing presence deepened as he tugged his glasses with his palms. "So? Are you all prepared for it?" Ladened with intent, Django responded, "Of course. We can start Operation Assassinate Mistress at any time." The shockwaves of those words reverberated, catching both Luffy and Usopp in their grip. "What? Assassinate?" they both thought with disbelief.